YouTubers and my Facebook friends. First of all, I want to say to my Facebook friends, I apologize. I have missed 2 months worth of birthdays and everything, social events, everything. I know some of you have kept in contact with me, but for those that we don't keep on a daily contact, if I missed a birthday or something, I apologize. I have been in Facebook jail 2 times back to back. I was only out of jail for like, I don't know, a few hours last time. I'm really sick of these people, but that's beside the point. I digress. YouTubers, please excuse the jack that's in front of us, everyone. That is kind of serving a dual purpose. I store it right there in the middle of the floor because it's also a guide to how far the wife can pull in until she clears the door over there. So it serves a double purpose. It's actually set for my car right now. Her car's shorter. It needs to go up there. We set it for whatever car is coming in. She will be pulling in before the snowstorm tonight, which some people say we're getting 10 inches, and of course, you know, that means we'll get 2. Anywho, I digress. So, to the car. I don't make a lot of videos anymore in the car because nobody watches them except me. Just kidding. But really, nobody watches them. I made one last week, just a short one, and I think I got 2 views, and I know one of those was me clicking on it. So, yeah, I think one person watched it. It's not a big deal. I don't care. I don't do this to educate anybody. I do it so that, you know, for the record, there's only probably 100 of these left of this color and flavor. So anyway, like I said, I digress. Got the old water pump. I know in the last video I mentioned I had the water pump ready to go in. But an old guy got an idea, and because, you know, I want to put plugs and wires I did last year, but I want to put some new wires on it again. And I have to be honest with you, these wires and plugs on this car are just a drag to change because of those. You literally, to get the 2 on that side, you have to jack the car up and get from underneath the plugs and the wires to get them off. So an old man, you know, I gotta mention, I used to own a car that had these things, and I hated them then, and I hate them now. But anyway, again, I digress. So I got the old idea that I'd get the old zzz out, and the guy chopped off on those tubes, and it didn't go well. I had, excuse the breathing, I don't know, I can't breathe anymore. I'm just COPD. Anywho, I had an acquaintance come over that come over that I met at a car show, and he's been helping me out a little bit here. I thought he worked on cars. Well, he does, but not very good. So anyway, he brought his torch over here to take these bolts out, and he got 2 of them out and busted the third. So literally half of the nut, the threaded part, is still busted in there, but there's the nut. So that seems fine. And then you can see that the tube is sticking out about 1 inch still. And the other 2 I got off, here's one. That's the 2 that we got out, actually. These 2, the busted ones over there. So anywho, excuse me, my good grief. I got all that cleaned up, painted, showed you some of you. I want to get my new coil before I start reinstalling on this, but I'm ready to go. I got all this new vacuum tubing, this plastic shit. I bought new stuff. That stuff that just crumbles. I'm going to bypass the heater core altogether, so all this is going. But I think I have 2 chances to fix that. I got 2 new plugs today for the first 2 that I screwed up, that we got out. I mean, not screwed up, the 2 that we did get out. And by the way, he left his torch sitting right over there the whole time without torching these. He took them out and broke one. But anyway, that's, you know, it's nobody's really fault other than the fact he didn't use his torch. And then I got this one up here. God dang, I really cannot breathe tonight. Might have to just, you know, go get the old inhaler. And then there's that one that's still sitting there like that. So here's what I think I'm going to do. An old guy's going to do right here. As I think I'm going to pinch that with a pair of vice grips. And a guy went and bought one of those. Seems to be the going fad right now. $130, whatever it was, total. I'm going to pinch that off. I'm going to bend it up. I'm going to cut that off and pinch that off. And then I'm going to zap both of the tips on those two and just call it a day. On that side, I may just do the same thing on all four of them until I pull this motor next year. I think that's next year's goal. Is going to be to pull this motor right out of here. I tried to put this rag here and pretend I did not see this, right? So we'll come over here real quick. I don't know where they're at. Of course not. Anywho, I'm sorry, I was looking for something. We're going to pretend we didn't see that. I made a video last year about these. That seems fine, right? These are the relay plugs for the fans, the cooling fans. And what the high school did is they when they took out the air conditioning to race the car, they took out one of the fan controls, they wired them both together, and I think it's overheating the plug in the relay. So anyway, I bought all new ones. That's what I was walking over there to show you. I got new plugs. That wasn't cheap. Not real expensive, but, you know, it adds up. Made a list finally. I don't know. I should have just stayed away from the list because it's daunting. So anyway, that's where I stand, kids. I'm getting ready to put this stuff back on. See, I'm about this. I can mess with this kind of crap all day. Hey? All day. I am not about that. I'm not about disassembling this motor. But this kind of stuff, cosmetic stuff, I can do all day. So anyway, there's my new water pump. Still sitting there. I know somebody's probably seen that. One person saw that on the other video. And the rear stretch for the Impala are still sitting there. The whole front end got done. That was another video. So I'm gonna walk over here real quick while I can't breathe. Show you. The guy got his whole throttle body totally cleaned up, and I mean spotless. I cleaned every orifice on this. A new IAC, idle air control valve. I used the same TPS I had. There was nothing wrong with it, but it does got to be reset to 5.4. I think it came out wonderful, to be honest with you. And then when I get it back in here, we will put my plate back on it. I think that came out good. The runners came out really nice. I'm not real happy about the dent. I didn't do it. But they're all in pretty good shape. I mean, I've seen a hell of a lot worse than mine. Then I got that all fixed up. Got my gaskets all laid out here. So this is going back together tonight, kids. Like I said, I bought all that new plastic shit for this thing. This goes underneath the distributor. And then these go to the plenum underneath the bottom here. I'm sorry, that one right there. This plastic tube cracked and broke, so I had to go buy new stuff. And while I was at it, I bought all new stuff. Piss on it. I bought 20 feet of it somewhere sitting around here. And then here, this little thing is what came off of there. That's your little thing for that, those tubes. And I've been practicing on plugging them. Oops, that isn't one. There's one. I plugged that one pretty good, and it's plugged completely. I know the weld looks like shit, but I just now bought it, so. And then I plugged that one. That one looks a little bit better. So it'll work. It'll look kind of funky, but it'll get it down the road this year. If anybody has any other ideas, you know, I screwed up. I should have left them on there, but man, you can't work on this garbage. Seriously. It's like nearly impossible to try and work on this car with those things in the way. They're so annoying. Hey, look, a guy can get his hand down here. As long as he doesn't, you know, like hit a blood vessel and cut his hand open right there, he'll be fine. Anywho, thanks for attending, and I appreciate it. For those that do watch, like I said, I only had 2 viewers last time, so I'm not holding my breath. Don't you either. But anyway, so that's the update on the formula, and we're going to keep plugging away at it. My plan is to do this, get it put back together, and finally be done with this area. I got too much stuff to do. I got floorboards The hood's got to come off yet again, and it's going to lean up against that when it get painted. I got carpet to install. I guess I'm not going to get the air done. And the torque converter yet to do. I guess I'm not going to get to the air conditioner. I'm just going to have to suffer through another summer. I can't find the bracket. So, thanks a lot. Peace out.